Hello, everyone, and welcome to our series on thinking with AI, real work, real time. Today, we are going to use ChatGPT, not for any reason in particular, but just because that's the tool we chose. As always, the structured thinking system can be used with any AI platform because it is a method for thinking, not creating prompts. You can watch hundreds of videos on Facebook, YouTube, any other social media platform with prompts that can do everything from build you a business to make you a millionaire. The reason it isn't happening as much as people would like you to believe is because knowing a prompt isn't as powerful as knowing how to think with AI. If you don't know that, your prompt will only take you as far as your first result. You'll notice on the screen that I have put my chat into first time user mode simply because chat does not have an incognito mode like Claude, and I don't want it to treat it like it knows me. So we're just going to be a regular AI. Today we're going to hit on one of the most basic aspects of working with AI, and it really connects to one of the core principles of AI. And that basic principle we're going to hit on is this: AI will fill whatever space you leave it. And I'm going to explain this by really starting out with a question. And that question is, have you ever used AI and thought, when you got the output, this isn't wrong, but it's not what I need. It's just not usable for me in my situation. That's not really an AI problem. That's a thinking problem. And what we're going to do today is we're going to try and fix that. So I'm going to drop into my AI a simple prompt, and it's going to have to do with team communication. I'm just going to put in there, help me improve team communication. So I'm going to send that into chat and see what kind of results I get. And goodness, there is a lot going on here. So all kinds of ways to improve team communication, right? So this is good, of course, right? This is a lot of useful information, but I was looking for something a little bit more specific. And as a first-time user, I might look at this and be completely on information overload, right? So what I just did is I just did the step called the dump, which is really the first step of working with AI, dumping everything in there. One of the first things you do when you're accessing the tool, take all the information you know about your problem and drop it in, all right? And we've got something. It's very generic and broad, but for me in my situation, it's not usable, okay? So why did this fail? Well, it didn't necessarily fail. What happened is it just didn't have a lot, it just had a lack of context from us, right? AI is not you, it's not me. Therefore, AI only knows what you tell it. When we leave gaps open in our dump or in our prompt, if you will, AI is going to fill them automatically because of that first basic principle that we talked about at the beginning. AI will fill any space you leave it. And that's because AI is not Google. It is a thinking platform. All right. So when you're just asking questions, it's going to give you an answer, and it's going to try and think through the problem. So it's going to give you sometimes a lot more than you need, and something that isn't necessarily usable for your situation because it doesn't know your situation. It's just thinking through whatever it is you put in there. All right. So you've got to fill up as much space as you possibly can with AI to give it all the information about your situation it needs in order to be able to be effective in helping you. So let's try this again. I'm going to tell it the role to act in, act as a team manager. I'm going to give it a little more context. I lead a team of 6 in a fast-paced environment. All right. We're having communication breakdowns around deadlines. And then I'm going to give a specific task that I want for the outcome. Give me 3 specific strategies I can improve this week. Now, what I'm getting is something completely different than what I got before. All right. Something that I'll be able to use with my team. It's not an overload of information. All right. I've got 3 very specific things that I can use based upon the information that I threw into the tool. Right. It's a lot more narrowed down, a lot more concrete. Remember, AI is not a search engine. It's a thinking partner. And if you don't know how it thinks, you won't be able to use what it gives you. If you want to learn more about how to use AI, well, check us out, www.structuredthinking.co.